If you're watching this demo, you've received a license to Solutions at the Speed of Business, Natural Capitalism's online tool that helps small and mid-sized businesses implement sustainability measures. There are 6 basic modules in Solutions at the Speed of Business: lighting, heating and cooling, office equipment, transit and travel, water, and waste. You may have one module or all 6, but regardless of which module you have, they all follow essentially the same structure. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to focus on lighting. The tool has many different ways that it helps you learn. There are videos of experts. Hunter Lovins is a storyteller throughout the whole process. We also bring in area experts such as Nancy Clanton, one of the top lighting specialists in the country. The text is framed in such a way in that it's not overly complicated, and every claim that we make is backed up with sources that you'll find in the bottom of the window. There are 3 different ways to navigate. There is a top navigation that, when following the instructions, will walk you step by step through the process. There is also a side menu with a folder system, similar to Explorer on Windows or Finder on a Macintosh. And there is also a cog map, which allows you to get to an overview of the whole process. You can switch views to either the sidebar or the cog map using the little buttons in the bottom of the navigation window. Also, if you want to hide the instructions, you can do so by clicking on the top of the navigation window where it says Hide Instructions. The first section of the lighting module is designed to explain why you should improve your lighting. There are 3 different rooms that show you all of the measures covered in this module, which gives you an overview of the depth of material covered. It shows how all the measures are actually interrelated and gives you an indication of while you're still saving money, you're also improving the quality of lighting in your room. In addition to the flash exercises, there's a video of Nancy Clanton, a lighting specialist, walking you through her retrofitted space so you can see what some of the measures we're recommending look like in practice. There's also case studies that demonstrate some of the successes that small businesses have had in sustainability throughout the country. One of the things that differentiates Solutions at the Speed of Business from other tools is the way in which you're taken through the process. There are 2 approaches. The first is the big picture approach, which we recommend you take. This looks at the system as a whole. By going through the measures in a particular order, daylighting, before lighting controls, before replacing equipment, you will generate maximum savings. The reasons for this are that if you address daylighting and maximize the amount of daylighting in a space, you will only need to retrofit, say, half the equipment because you won't need it. Daylight will serve the purpose instead. The second approach is a quick gains approach, where it guides you through the measures with the highest ROI, return on investment. The quick gains approach also helps you track your savings so that you can put those savings generated into larger investments moving forwards. We strongly encourage wherever possible that businesses take the big picture approach. The only times when the quick gains approach makes sense is if there is huge issues with cash flow or that you do not pay the utilities in your space. Therefore, the low-hanging fruit and the behavioral measures are things that you can actually implement whether or not you control the utilities in your space. In the big picture approach, there are several steps up front that will help you effectively implement your sustainability plan within your organization. These include creating a team, baselining your utility information to help you track your savings, and surveying the occupants of the space to ensure that their needs are being met. In order to do this, we have created tools that save you time. For example, the Get Employee Input section, there are pre-written emails, surveys, and a simple tool to help you compile the responses. The lighting module, like others, is divided into different sections. There is a daylight section, which looks at measures such as maximize your day lighting, turning off lights, installing top lighting, light shelves, and sun shading. There is also a lighting control section, which looks at manual controls, daylighting controls, and motion sensors. And finally, the last section is lighting equipment, which looks at retrofitting your equipment, such as task lighting, CFLs, fluorescent lights, and exit signs. Each section has an overview, and each measure is structured in exactly the same way. They have a flash exercise, an overview, savings, and additional benefits that you can gain. Drilling down, if you choose to implement a measure, there are 3 different ways to do that, essentially, and all the measures are divided into those 3 ways. Turn off lights is an example of a measure that requires a behavioral shift. So the tools are directed at staff, such as pre-written emails and signage that you can download and display. The other ways you can implement are that there are do-it-yourself measures, and finally measures that require you to use a third-party contractor. Installing top lighting is an example of a measure requiring you to hire a third-party contractor. You'll see that it's structured in exactly the same way as turn off lights. There's a flash illustration, an overview, savings, additional benefits. But when you get to the action plan area, there are different kinds of tools available. There are tools to help you choose equipment, a search functionality that will help you find a specialist. It essentially links you to a Google page. We very much believe that you should use the best search functionality available. So you just type in your zip code here, and it pulls up a list of recommended contractors that you can call. But in order to make sure that contractor fits needs and is knowledgeable about sustainability, we also have questionnaires so that you can vet them. And finally, also tips to help you monitor the installation to see that the job is being done correctly. Every measure in every module is structured in essentially the same way. So whether you're in lighting, heating and cooling, office equipment, once you begin to use this tool, it should become very familiar. In order to navigate through the tool, you can get back to the home page by clicking the home link on the top right of the window. On your home page, you can access all of the modules of Solutions at the Speed of Business you are licensed to use. In addition, if you want to change your username or password, simply click on the My Account link at the top of the window, edit the fields, and click Update. You can also change how multimedia content functions by clicking on the My Settings link. If you require any additional support or have questions, feel free to email us at solutions@natcapsolutions.org.